Hey, what's up everybody? Hammerheart Metal Reviews here once again. Today we're doing another album review for you. So the album I'm going to be talking about today actually came out a couple weeks ago, but I've been spending some time with it. Didn't want to rush the review, so yeah, it's just coming out today. That is Liminal Shroud with their new album, All Virtues Ablaze. This album was released August 5th, 2022. This is the sophomore output from this band, which is a three-piece from Victoria, BC in Canada. This is an atmospheric black metal band. This album is 4 tracks. It's about 40 minutes long, so the songs are definitely on the lengthier side, but as a whole, only being 40 minutes is a perfect length for atmospheric black metal, in my opinion. That doesn't overstay its welcome. It just gets to the point. Even though the songs might be drawn out, it doesn't have to be 80 minutes, which sometimes with atmospheric black metal, some bands can get into that habit of releasing these really long albums, but 40 minutes is perfect. This album as a whole really has this very smothering atmosphere, but very epic stuff here. It's got melodies underpinning the whole album, even throughout the rougher edges. There's still a good sense of melody. Maybe some similar bands would be like Drutk or Agalok. Not to say this sounds exactly like that, but there's definitely some similarities in the overall scope and song constructions here. The drumming really stands out here on this album. Absolutely phenomenal. Goes from absolutely blasting speeds to maybe some more progressive turns and really nice drum fills throughout. And yeah, so I'm going to give you a song-by-song run through, give you my thoughts on the album as a whole, and then I'll score it out of 10 at the end. So the album kicks off. Opening track is titled Hypoxic, which is about 8 minutes long. Really starts right away with these pummeling drums and just abrasive, rough black metal. Absolutely just love the start to this album. It's got these excellent riffs throughout and really awesome drum fills to really spice it up. It's not just one note. Really keeps it interesting. Although it's a very aggressive song, there are a few brief reprieves from the constant aggression, which really gives it some room to breathe and for the riffs to marinate and for you to soak yourself in the atmosphere. There's a lot of different sections or movements throughout the song that if you just heard 2 minutes of the song and then a different 2 minutes, you might not even necessarily think it's the same song, but it transitions so well and it's just really well thought out and very well written, well composed song. There's even some nice lead work near the end of the song at all, and then once again it closes with a furious black metal assault. So all in all, really excellent way to kick off the album. After that, the second song is called Mists Along Florencia. This one is a longer one. It's about 11 minutes and starts so peacefully, almost tranquil, and has this uplifting melody that after listening to the opening track, so rough and aggressive, you're thinking, oh, maybe this is a complete change of direction here. It's got a little bit of a slower pace to start it up, and it is a little bit of a nice change up from that first song, but then all of a sudden the aggression and speed kicks back in a few minutes in. And yeah, although it started with that really nice, almost uplifting feeling, it does definitely take a more sorrowful, hopeless turn. But it's just a really great journey through different emotions. They really know how to evoke different feelings in the listener here by changing from these different moods throughout the album and throughout this song. There is a highlight in this song to me, a section that starts right before the 5-minute mark. The riff in there, absolutely amazing. Probably one of my favorite parts on this album for sure. If you've heard the song, I'm sure you'll know which part it is. It really stands out. But yeah, all in all, really awesome song. After that, the third and fourth song, it's part 1 and 2. Epic way to close it out. So the third song is Transmigration Part 1, Pelagic Voids, which is just under 10 minutes long. So it's another one that kind of starts slow at first, but you can just feel it. You're waiting for it to erupt. You anticipate the explosion of black metal, and yeah, it comes in a hurry. The drums are on fire throughout the first few minutes of this song. Just absolutely furious pace, blast beats galore, double kicks, and yeah, just really awesome fills as well. But then all of a sudden, 4 or 5 minutes in, it does go in a completely different direction with this really nice little melodic, quiet, peaceful break. Even brings in some clean vocals as well, which is a nice contrast with all the raspy vocals that have taken place throughout the album to that point. But then after that nice little almost peaceful break, the harsh black metal fury comes back, and it's just another perfect example of how to create a captivating journey throughout one song, taking you on all these different transitions, different moods, and they do it so well here. Then it goes into the closing track, Transmigration Part 2, The Cleansing Ash. This is the longest song on the album at about 12 minutes long, and it is just epic and amazing. Probably the best song on the album in my opinion. Absolutely great way to close it off. Starts with this really nice piano intro that just builds up this song absolutely beautifully, and it's got really awesome riffing throughout as well. Like I said, this is for sure an album highlight. If you're only going to go check out one song from this album, make it this song. I mean, I recommend listening to the whole thing, but if you just want a taste, go listen to this song. This once again has a few clean vocals sprinkled in amongst the black metal rasps, and it's also got just a few keyboards here sprinkled in the background, very faintly, but it's very nice. And like I said, it is the longest track, but it keeps it so engaging throughout. It doesn't feel like it's 12 minutes long. It just flies by. Absolutely epic way to end this album. So, my thoughts on this as a whole, overall, this is a very solid album. I don't really have too much to complain about here. The songwriting is really on point. The performances are awesome. The production is just how I like it for this kind of atmospheric black metal. Like, the guitars sound fuzzy, but that's obviously what they're going for. It doesn't need to be super overproduced and clean. It's still got that raw edge to it that I love. So I guess, like, I have only been listening to this album for not even quite 2 weeks. So we'll see how this holds up over a longer period of time. I don't know, is this going to be super memorable 10 years down the road, that it's going to stand the test of time for that? I don't know. Those are always hard things to predict, but just off my first impressions over a couple weeks, this is a super enjoyable atmospheric black metal album. Really going to be going back to this one a lot, and don't be surprised if this ends up being near the top for my albums of the month, and it has a chance to crack albums of the year, I think, for sure. So yeah, to score this out of 10, if you've watched my channel and my reviews before, anything that's 7.5 and over is pretty solid that I recommend. Once it hits 8, that's a little stronger, definitely very good. If it hits 8.5, basically excellent, and anything 9 and above is insane that you have to listen to. So I don't know if this is quite at the 9 out of 10 level or even the 8.5, but this is easily hitting 8 out of 10 for me, kind of hovering between 8 and 8.5. So I'll give it a healthy 8.2 out of 10. So essentially, strongly recommended, very solid stuff if you're into the genre. Go check it out if you have not. So anyways, these are just my opinions as usual. Would love to get yours down below. If you've listened to this album, let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you thought of this review. And if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it right goddamn now. Anyways, until next time, Hammerheart Metal Reviews, out.